Hi everyone. Hi. Welcome returning viewers and new viewers alike. I keep picking up a few new viewers, a few new subscribers every month or every time I record, which is really awesome. Thank you so much for spending some time with me and joining me on this cold weekend morning. I am coming to you, my name is Shannon Bellum. I'm coming to you from northern New Jersey in the United States, and it's a chilly day in February. It's my birthday weekend though, so I'm really excited. I'm not sure when you're gonna watch this. I'm recording today and I won't be able to edit today. I have some stuff happening later, but I thought I'd just squeeze in. I have a little bit of a quiet household right now, so I thought I'd squeeze in a recorded episode and update you on what I've been up to knitting wise and yarny stuff. So without any more hesitation, I wanted to share with you my finished object. So this is a sweater of my own design. I'm gonna stand up and show you, but I'm also gonna put a picture on screen if this doesn't go well. So I just wanted to show you that it's kind of a color block stripe design. It has a purposefully flared bottom so that it begins to drape just under your bust line. So, and I've written the pattern so that you would begin at your bra band. You'll begin the increases at wherever your bra band is, because I have a very big bust, so mine is probably lower than most people's. I mean, in terms of where my increases started, but I've written it so because that will be the most flattering fit, no matter how big your bust is. So to have it be, you know, about 2 to 4 inches of positive ease through your bust, and then to have closer to, I think it's about 8 inches of positive ease around your hips. That's a very flattering look on practically every body type. I actually don't know, well, maybe not a male's body type, but women's body types, I think it's quite flattering. So if you, and the name of the pattern is called York Laneway. You know, it's super hard to come up with titles or pattern names that aren't already taken. There's almost 1 million patterns published on Ravelry, and a lot of the more, you know, I was thinking of something that provokes or invokes, invoke is a better word, invokes vertical, horizontal, or lines, just linear, geographic or graphic types of shapes, or I was thinking cityscape, but all of these names are taken. So the only way to come up with a unique name is to take combinations of words that are not in our normal lexicon. So I have borrowed from the British-Irish culture the term laneway, which is a lengthy driveway, from the way I understand it, or lonely country road, and put it with New York. So of course that was a very unique name and not used on Ravelry at all. So I love that idea that you can do NY laneway. So yeah. Plus I have a couple other reasons why I wanted New York in the title of this sweater, which I will talk about as I talk to you about it. So yeah, I have I've got about 3 inches of positive ease here in the bodice, and it has a fitted sleeve, long sleeve. It's about a 24-inch length on me, which comes to just below right around my pocket, where about the pocket of my jeans are. So it covers up that part of my my clothes. So, and by now you've seen a couple pictures of me in the sweater. It is made out of Clinton Hill cashmere, which is in a DK base, but you could make it, I realize that it's a really high priced luxury yarn, so it would be a luxury knit for most people. The pattern, this is commercial weight DK, so you could use any DK weight yarn. I would recommend that you use something that has drape, so maybe a merino silk blend or a merino alpaca blend would be good. You don't want to do 100% alpaca because though it would be very drapey, it will also continue to grow as you wear it. So you want something that's a little bit, a soft yarn that's got some drape. So there are some merinos out there that are soft and drapey and would be perfect. But as I said, any DK will be just fine. I think this would be really an interesting design and I'm gonna have to make another one. I think it would be interesting to swap out one of the colors for a bright color. So maybe the gray is like a bright, I don't know, pink or orange, and then neutral, staying neutral with the other two colors, or maybe this pale sand color is the bright color. I think it could be really, really cool. So the story of this sweater, if you are not familiar, and if you're a new viewer, you won't be familiar, I had bought Clinton Hill Cashmere yarn to do the Kristy Glass Clinton Hill birthday cal, birthday knit along that she is hosting. It's running through April 1, so you still have plenty of time to join if you want. Clinton Hill Cashmere is offering 10% off to people who are doing the cal. And so I had purchased this beige yarn and the black yarn that you see here. I had purchased those yarns for my first sweater that I did for the cal, and I cast on January 1 because it began January 1. And it turned out I had bought 2.5 skeins too much yarn for the first design that I did. So I decided to buy more yarn at Vogue Knitting Live, and I finished the sweater very quickly. It was a very fast knit. This was a very fast knit too. I knit this in about 2 weeks, despite designing, which for me, when I design, it always slows down my knitting. So I went ahead and bought another sweater's quantity. I bought 5 skeins of this charcoal, and you can see I think this is a near full skein. I think it's a 50-gram ball. I think I have about 40 grams. I have 100 yards. Yes, I have 100 yards. I figured I have just enough maybe for a little beanie style hat. If I don't do a fold over brim, I should be fine. Apologies if you're hearing noises to my cat. He hasn't done this in a long time, but he's finally sees me podcasting and he's being a little rowdy, trying to get my attention. So anyway, yes, I was able to get 5 skeins, and if you buy 5 or more skeins, that gives you the discount. So I got the discount, and I proceeded to combo up the other 2 colors. I had a skein and a half of the beige light sand color, and I had 1 skein of the black, which is Onyx. I bought 5 skeins of the charcoal, which is Graphite, and proceeded to play around with stripe layouts and how did I want to make this sweater go together and what style was what silhouette did I want, and came up with New York Laneway. The pattern will be released probably in about 3 weeks or so. I'm hoping to release it before I go to EYF or IMA, which is Edinburgh Yarn Festival, or maybe just shortly after. It's currently in testing and tech editing. And there's plenty of time to test it. If you are interested in testing, send me a message on Ravelry or Instagram. Send me a direct message. Don't put a comment. Just direct message me, telling me how to get in touch with you. I run my test knits via email, so you can email me too at bellummake@gmail.com. And just let me know you're interested in testing and that you've got yarn and you're ready to go. I don't even need you, if you're testing at this point, I don't even need you to get the sleeves done. I just need you to knit the body. And then I would consider that a completed test because the sleeves are pretty... Now, people tend to do their own thing with sleeves. Like, I know I do. Like, whatever the pattern says, I look at the instructions and then I just kind of do my own thing. And I'm not that concerned about sleeves. Sleeves are almost rote, I guess. Like they're kind of, yeah, not worried about the sleeves. But yeah, that is the story of this sweater. I'm so happy with it. I think it's my best design. I really do. And when I release it, I will be doing a discount. So there will be, oh, by the way, I'm running a 20% discount on all my self-published patterns now. And this one will be joining the 20% off when it is released. The 20% off ends on Monday, February 25th at midnight New York time. So so if you're, now's the time to pull the trigger on a pattern or two of mine if you're interested. Take advantage of the discount. My leftover yarn, as I said, will probably become a hat. Yeah. Okay. Couple other exciting things happened this week. In the last 2 weeks since I last podcast, which I'll talk about soon. That is design-ish related. But let me talk to you now. Let me move on to whips. This is a sweater that I actually thought I would have done by the time I podcast again, because I was well on my way. When you saw it last, I had split for the sleeves and it was probably knit up to about here. Like I probably put about an inch or so in on the body, and I stopped. I saw that I was about to run out of yarn, so I stopped because I decided I wanted to do the sleeves. So I have since knit the sleeves. I was slightly concerned about, I wasn't really concerned I would run out of yarn, but I didn't want to run the risk of running out of yarn while I was knitting it. So while I was knitting the sleeves, and I figured I could adjust the length. I mean, I'd be happy with this sweater being probably high hip or even maybe longer. So this way I have complete freedom to play with the length, provided I still have yarn left. And it turns out, because I have, what I've knit so far in the body, I've used about 2.5 or a third skeins, and I had a total of 6. And I know that sleeves are generally 30% of the yarn yield of when you knit a sweater, for me anyway. So I know I need about 30%. So I was doing a little math. I was like, well, I'm only here. I'm maybe halfway through the body. If I use another 5.5 skeins, I will be cutting it short on the sleeves. So I went ahead and did the sleeves. And now I have left, let's see, I've got a bunch of partial skeins. I think these amount to a skein and a half. Yeah, I have about a skein and a half here, and then I have another full skein. So I think I have plenty to get through the body and do the button bands. So I do need to do the button bands as well. Oh, the yarn. So yeah, that was why I made that choice. A viewer had told me that, and maybe if this is you, this might be true for you, had told me that it's slightly easier to knit the sleeves before, like right when you split for the body. So I didn't do that. I should have. Because you're not dealing with all this body that you're having to rotate as you knit the sleeves. Because I knit the sleeve, you're knitting the sleeve in the round, right? And I like to use double point needles. So I wanted to try it for that. And I didn't find it significantly less clunky to be rotating with this length. It may be better if I had started right when I split, because the split is about right here, so it would be like that much shorter. So yeah, that was another reason why I did the sleeves. I just wanted to try that, and I don't know that I'll be doing that anytime soon. I think that this is a better reason. The reason why I did it because of yarn yield is probably a better reason. Like I knew I absolutely would not like this sweater if it only had 3/4 sleeves, so I didn't want to play yarn chicken with the sleeves. So I figured I'd better off playing yarn chicken with the body. And it will come to a close. You can see that, hopefully you can see that I have a lot of stitches bunched up here on the needle, so it's plenty big. I think I'm doing, my bust line is about a 39, and I think I am doing the I'm doing the 42 3/4, so I'll have about almost 4 inches of positive ease, which is about the amount of positive ease I like to have. Oh, I didn't tell you what the pattern was, and I'll tell you about the yarn too. The pattern is the Winterfell cardigan in Aran weight by Catherine Schneider. She had done it, I think, originally in fingering weight, and it's Winterfell because I think she uses the Winterfell yarn from Bellum Make. So it's a pretty simple construction with a rounded collar, crew neck, collared neck, and you put on button bands after, and the back is solid, and the front has this easy to do one stitch sort of. It's kind of like, I use a cable needle. She tells you how to not use it, how to knit it without using a cable needle, and I don't know, I couldn't make it work. I wasn't that interested in trying to make it work. Oops, there I go putting away. So my yarn is stranded Dyeworks in Merino Aran, which this is an Aran weight sweater, and it is 100% superwash merino in the colorway Midnight Sun. And again, it's a 181 yard put up, and I bought 6 skeins, which I think I will probably yield about 5.5 skeins or so, maybe a little bit more, or give or take around 5.5 on this. And I'm going to grab the buttons that are going to go on this sweater because they're gorgeous, and they are the reason I am pushing myself to finish this. I really want to wear this to Scotland. I actually think I'm going to wear it on the plane because I think it'll be a nice cozy sweater to wear on the plane. But I'm going to get the buttons. Okay, here are the buttons. They're so pretty. They're these beautiful glass, pale lavender buttons with a little bit of metal marquisite right in the center. But I think those are gonna look phenomenal. I know you can't see. Wait, there. Wait, maybe I need to bring it down there. But look at, I think I did really well with them. So I'm very excited to put those buttons on the sweater. I bought exactly what she said, which was 7 buttons. So yeah, this is the whip that will probably get the most amount of attention in the next few days. I'm so happy I finished the sleeves. I just finished them this morning, and I really wanted to finish before I podcast for you. I have also been working a little bit on the Donna pullover, which I started so long ago. I started it in I want to say November. It may have been October. I cast it on and knit a little bit and put it down. So the Donna pullover, if you're not familiar, is right here by Josée Paquin. And it is a raglan sleeve, 2 different stripe patterns. So one stripe pattern on the sleeve versus a different stripe pattern on the body. It has a shirt tail hem, and you're using this, same 2 colors, but one is dominant on the body where the other color is dominant on the sleeves. So I did put a little work on this, not a ton, enough to just I don't know, I started to feel like spring is around the corner, and this to me is just, this spring screams spring colors. So here's where I'm at. I haven't quite gotten it to the point where I'm knitting in the round. I'm still knitting back and forth, doing short rows and doing some neck shaping and sleeve shaping. But this is the back that you're seeing here. The front is still a work in progress. That's the front. And then this is the sleeve. So you can see the colors that I'm doing, and the yellow, the pink is spot on screen, but the yellow is much brighter. It's a really pretty color, and the story of this yarn is that I had planned for this to be a knitwear design, and I bought the yarn 2 years ago for this one particular design, and I don't know, for 2 years it was meant to be a spring sweater, and for 2 years I just couldn't move it. I couldn't move it forward. I had the pattern written. My general way of, just realized I forgot to put lips on. Oh well. My general way of working when I'm designing is to write the pattern, rough out the instructions, and then go back and edit as I knit. So just like correcting something that I thought would work, but then in practice didn't work. So I had the pattern all written. It was working fine. I just lost interest in it. I don't know why, but I really felt strongly about these two colors being put together. So yeah, I just really, really love them together. So let me tell you about them. This pale pink, this like blush color, is by Sweet Sparrow Yarns, and it is called Queenie. I have not seen it in her shop for at least a year. She's doing another colorway that's pretty close, that's called Pajama Day. She is a local to me. She's a New Jersey indie dyer. She's not too far away. In fact, I am hoping to get her to my local yarn shop for a trunk show. I haven't reached out to her though, but I think the local yarn shop has, and I think she'll come eventually. It just is a matter of when it works for her schedule, because she does do trunk shows around in local to us, to both of us. But she hasn't been to my local shop yet. So yeah, so I haven't seen that color unfortunately, but she is a dyer that seems to have an aesthetic that leans towards pastels and mid-tones. She doesn't do a lot of brights, but a lot of these beautiful pastels, soft colors, I would call them. The yellow is, maybe I can get it to, is that closer to what it really is? No, it's still not. It's showing much paler. It's a much more, not really highlighter, but maybe just more golden tone than what you're seeing on screen. The yellow is by Baah Yarn. They're a West Coast dyer, and it's the color Lemonade, which I think is in her regular lineup. Both of these yarns are MCNs, so merino cashmere nylon blends in a fingering weight. And yeah, I think it's going to be a lovely sweater. I'm hoping to have it done by our April snows, because we always get snow in April. So I'm hoping it'll be done around then, when you need a little lift of color, but it's still, the trees haven't really opened up and gotten their leaves. It's just really muddy, and everything's still kind of brown, but you know, spring is in the air kind of thing. That period of time, I think it'll be perfect for then. So yeah, that got a little love. I will be working on that too over the next couple weeks, I anticipate. But besides the Winterfell cardigan, I had a brand new cast on, and this also got a lot of my attention over the past week. As soon as I finished this, which I finished this a week ago, I want to say. Yeah, about a week ago. I think I finished it last week. Yes, last Sunday. It came out. It was dry finally, so I could take pictures of it and stuff. So my other new cast on is this right here, the Ingrid Pullover. It was originally published for Swan's Island, which is a yarn brand. But I was looking for something that I could make using this gorgeous yarn. This is a fingering weight 4-ply yarn from the Little Grey Sheep, which is a Britain yarn company. I want to say they're in Scotland, but I might have that wrong. I'm not sure exactly where they are in Britain, but I know they go to EYF. So I have been thinking about this yarn as my EYF sweater. And I bought this this beautiful heather green, like grade green. It reminds me of mosses and lichen. I bought this last year, I want to say around September or so. And at the same time, I bought a little kit of mini skeins. Is that all of them? I think that's all of them. Oh no, there's one more. This one. I bought a little kit of mini skeins out of the same wool that I could use for color work. And let me show you it, because it is so pretty, and I'm having such a nice time working on this color work. And it's really interesting to me how these bright colors are just making my green yarn, the body, look so gray. But I'm just really delighted. I think, I'll look in a minute, but I think that blue, the center of that blue, or maybe I might be in the center of the color work, so I maybe have that much more to go. It's a pretty short color work yoke. It's, as you can see from the picture, It's not that far. So yeah, I'm right in the middle actually. Yeah, so I'm right about there. I'll show you again. But I think I've used all the colors at this point. Yeah. And again, the yellow is looking a bit dull. I will try to play with my monitor in the editing, but yeah, really happy with this. So this is it's a top-down knit. And yeah. Oh, as is this. This is a top-down knit too. All seamless, all in one piece. Drop shoulder. All of that stuff. I'm writing the pattern in 7 sizes, so it's going to go from, I think, about a 34 through a 51 inch body. So I'm trying to be body inclusive. Yeah, so this has gotten a lot. It's just been a fun, it's a very easy, you just want to do one more row kind of knit. The color work is either in like 3-1, you do the whole row 3-1, 3-1, 3-1, 3 of one color, 1 of the other, or it's a 2-1, or it's super easy to memorize, and then you just knit away. Like this current row I'm doing is a 3-1, so it's just like changing around the colors and stuff and where you're doing it. I don't know if that's typical of Fair Isle. I don't know a lot about the mechanics of color work, different types of color work, but I know that Isabell Kraemer, this is an Isabell Kraemer pattern, I think I said that, she called it a Fair Isle, so whatever. Yeah, so that's all I've been knitting and working on. I did make a trip down last weekend to my local yarn shop, which is Knit Tapestry, and the owner is Nancy, and she occasionally watches, so hi Nancy if you're watching. And I have some exciting news. I am going to be doing a trunk show with my designs at Nancy's shop, Knit Tapestry, in Waldwick, New Jersey. And it will be, I think we settled on, there's a New Jersey Wool Walk weekend, so it's going to be that weekend. I think we settled on Sunday, but as I know more and it gets closer, I will let you know. She is looking to bring in an indie dyer, so I know Sweet Sparrow was on her list. She's also looking at perhaps bringing in Cat Sandwich, or, and I think she's already got Molly Girl coming in for that weekend, so I'll be working with one of them. I'll be in the shop at the same time with my designs and just helping people pick colors if they're interested in knitting any of my sweaters. So I'll be bringing this design because this design will be published by then. I'll be bringing, you know, a few of my other self-published designs. So that's so exciting. And while I was there, I want to just share with you some of the purchases I made. She got Qing Fibre, which, as you know, if you're a longtime viewer, you're going to know that Qing Fibre is one of the yarn dyers who I adore and collect their skeins, her skeins. So I had to go down and see the Qing Fibre. And of course I didn't want to walk away, even though I really, really don't need any more indie dyed yarn. I didn't want to walk away without something, so I picked up this skein. And it's, to me, that's a very reasonable cost for indie dyed yarn, especially that it was shipped over from England. It's a Qing Fibre, which is right there. The yarn is called Shangra-la, this collection. But yeah, Qing Fibre, that is an indie dyer based in the UK. So this is her superwash, 100% superwash merino fingering base, 100 grams, 400 meters. And the colorway is called Ember? Yeah, Ember. Yeah. I mean, it's so beautiful. I had to have something from there, and this will make, I don't know, a nice contrast yoke or something, or maybe color work, or I don't know. It'll be something beautiful for sure. And while I was there, I also picked up the new Lana magazine. And I have looked at it. This magazine, I think the best way to describe it, I'll show you the cover sweater, is it's very moody. It's like somber, moody. Everything's very gray. I think they printed on gray paper, or like gray toned paper. But the imagery is always low toned, gray toned. Even the ads tend to be low tone, and I really think that's because of the paper they choose. By the way, how beautiful are those? Positive Ease, never heard of you. Wonder where you are. UK. Or maybe the store is UK. Maybe that's the store name. I'm not sure. But there's interviews in here. There's a Vera Valimaki interview. There's recipes for food. There is, I thought there was some decoration and some book reviews and stuff like that. And just a lot of imagery, like very sort of relaxing imagery like that. I wanted to purchase this because I don't know, I guess I just got kind of swept up in the hype. It's a very expensive, nothing against Nancy, knit tapestry. That's the price that we pay here in the US. It's an expensive magazine, but you're getting a lot of patterns. So if you think about average cost of patterns is $6 or $7, and you're getting, I don't know, 10 or 12 patterns in here, that's definitely worth the cost. Plus you're getting other content, so it is absolutely worth the money that you pay. I wish it was digital. I wish it was available digitally, because I don't really like to store a lot of magazines. And I know the patterns are available digitally once you buy the magazine, but I don't know, I just don't want to, I don't like having a stack of magazines that I've got to move when and if I move. But yeah, I got the Lana magazine. This is my favorite knit design in the book. I'm not even sure who, in the magazine, I'm not sure who made that, whose design it is. Let me see if I can find it quickly and tell you. Though this Bauhaus design is interesting too. This is a colorwork yoke design. It's sort of a different version of the Throwback by Andrea Mowry. I have yet to make an Andrea Mowry pattern. This one is by Kiyomi Bergen. It's a new to me designer. Yeah, I don't really know. And it's got this cute little collar detail right here. I don't know if it's, oh, it's a DK weight. DK weight held together with a mohair silk. That's what she's done. So maybe this is my Kim's Dye Yarn turquoise sweater. Maybe that's what this is gonna be. I don't know. Anyway, so I got that. I also got new double point needles. These are new to me. This is a new to me brand. It's called Prym. They have this really interesting point. They call it a hook point. Stop focusing on everything but the needle. There we go. See it? So I quite enjoyed them. They're also triangular shaped, but like in a curved way. So the it's very comfortable to feel in your hand. I didn't have any issues with gauge being different. And I actually used them to knit these sleeves. I got two sizes. I got US size 7, which is what I'm knitting this sweater in, and then I got US size 6, so 2 sets. I really like them. I also really like the length. Like the length of them is really awesome for, they're 8 inches long. They're really awesome for the the length of, for doing sleeves. So I didn't feel like I was losing stitches at all. So I would definitely like to add more of these to my collection of double point needles. The funny thing about that tip, I gotta show you something. Okay, so the funny thing about that tip is that I originally, of course, like back in the 80s when we knit on straight needles, I had bought a set of straight needles from Noro, actually. Or no, they're knitting Fibre, but they were made in Japan. And I believe it was through Noro. But anyway, it's a full set of straight needles from sizes 5 through 15. And I have shoved in here some 3s and 4s so that I had a full range of needle sizes of the needle sizes that I normally use. But far and away, back then, the needle size I used were my 8s. US size 8, which I'll put the millimeters on screen because I don't know what it is. But anyway, US size 8s, there you go. I want to show you what I did to the points, and this was just purely from use. But it reminded me, as I looked at these, it reminded me of those tips. Isn't that funny? So I made hook tips without meaning to. These are actually getting quite thin in the spot where I guess I often had yarn sitting. So yeah, well loved straight needles from my early knitting days. I must have been knitting a lot of worsted weight on size 8 needles. Not where I spend most of my time. These days I seem to spend most of my time on size 5, somewhere in the 4, 5, 6, 7 range. Yeah. I think that's it for me. Oh, I have one gripe and one question for you. So, you know those cute little polyamide, I don't really have one here, I guess I have this wine glass here, stitch markers, but where they have this like wire, you can't really see it, but you know what I mean. It's a wire like this. You see that? See that wire? Like that? How does one keep the charms in place? Because I was using this progress keeper, this stitch marker, it's a closed one, on a sweater. I think I was using it not on this one, on this one. And this is what I got. Somewhere, someplace, I lost the charm. And this happens to me frequently. Not that I lose the charm, but I notice that they loosen up probably within a really short period of time of me starting to use them. So if I get it, it's brand new, start using it, by the time I'm done knitting a sweater, that thing is loose, coming off, I find myself shoving it back on, or I've lost it. So what do? What's the answer? Do you just not bother buying this type of progress keeper, or do you glue it? What do you do? I'm curious. I'm very curious. Because I have a bunch of these, and right now I'm just like, I'm not going to buy these anymore. I'm not buying this type of progress keeper stitch markers anymore. If they have this kind of construction and the makers can't figure out how to keep it together, I'm not spending $6, $8, $10, $12 on a progress keeper. This is what I'm going to end up with, because I have plenty of metal rings. I don't need a metal ring with a little stick on the bottom. Just don't need that. Why? Yeah, so let me know. What do you do? Anyway, thank you so much for spending time with me today. I hope you enjoyed today's show, and I hope you join me again in 2 weeks. I'll be doing a little EYF prep. I'll have my ideas and thoughts about going to EYF, and then the episode after that will be an EYF recap and haul. I'm not planning to buy very much, but let me think about it. They've been super quiet. I don't even have my tickets yet. I mean, I bought them, but I didn't receive them. I don't know. I haven't gotten any correspondences from them, which I find really strange. I don't know. I gotta look at my email. Anyway, I digress and go on a tangent when I should be saying goodbye, and thank you for spending time with me, and thank you for watching. And please subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. Please like this video. It helps my little channel get out in front of more people, and I really would appreciate that. And thank you so much, and I will see you next time. Bye.